Hey YouTube, what up? It's your boy Sean, aka Sean Knight 3000, coming to you live from the City Beautiful. It is currently 11:50 a.m. on a Thursday morning. Uh, Gray skies, kind of overcast, kind of gloomy, windy, chilly. If you're out here with just a t-shirt on, I pity you because the nice weather that we had yesterday, we don't have today. It rained last night and the temperature dropped like a rock in the water. So if you're not out here with something like this on, I feel for you. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about is long distance relationships versus a relationship that's, you guys are living in the same city. Which one is cheaper? Well, logically, everybody would say, well, the one where you're living in the same city with each other would be the relationship that is cheaper. I guess it depends, don't it? Because I've dated women that live right here in the city with me, here in Chicago. And you got to factor in a lot of things. You got to factor in, are you guys going Dutch? And 90% of the time, you're not. Because as the guy, you're trying to impress the girl. You're not going to be a fool for her, and just let her take advantage of you. At least you shouldn't. But you're still trying to impress her. You're trying to get her to like you. So you're spending money, right? You're spending money, you're spending time, you're spending energy. But this conversation is about money. It's not about the time and the energy that we spend. So if you're dating a girl and she lives in the same general area as you, the same city, the same town, whatever, where if you can literally drive and be there in like less than an hour to pick her up, you're in the same location. So, oh, damn, I guess they're moving out down the street. But when you're living in the same city with somebody, you're taking her out to eat. You got to factor that in. If you got a sophisticated, when you're young and you're in high school and things like that, you can afford to take your girl to, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, White Castle, Pizza Hut, Domino's, places like that, and she's cool with that. When you get older, you're making halfway decent money. You ain't making decent money, you're making halfway decent money. Now she wants to go to places like Catch 35 and shit like that, And you just like... And for those of you that live in the city of Chicago or have visited the city of Chicago and you've been to Catch 35 down on Wacker Drive, you know what I'm talking about. You get those little bitty ass portions for a hell of a big ass check. I hate restaurants like that. Why are those things so damn popular? Because when you leave those expensive ass restaurants, you almost always have to stop and get something else to eat to fill you up. Because you can't afford to eat enough in a place like that to fill you up. You fill up on like breadsticks, or if they have like the sliced bread, the freshly baked sliced bread, you get some of that, you ask for extra butter or something like that, and you try to, fill up on bread. And because if you're eating just what's on the plate, those really expensive restaurants don't give you a whole lot. I understand the chef is showing you his or her skill. I get all that. But that shit is like super fucking expensive. It's like, damn. And you still don't get enough. Right down the street. Pick up in 5 minutes. You still don't get enough food to fill you up, so you almost always have to stop somewhere and get something to eat. Then you've got to factor in, where else are you taking your lady out to? I mean, here in Chicago, you have a choice, a wide range of things that you can take your lady to. Let's see what this is. From a restaurant like that, let's see, chicken. 3 pieces of chicken, and that's it. and they'll load up whoever bought this with sauce. Big ass fucking shopping bag, which is a waste of material. And then when I deliver, it's like literally within a mile. Trips like that, they don't really make a whole lot of money, but they're quick. But anyway, what else are you doing as far as you're taking your lady out? Are you guys just going to the movies? But then again, that's not cheap anymore. I mean, shit, you can pay $16.50, just to get into the show, and that's not even counting snackies. And these days, movie theaters are like on point, where you can't bring shit in from outside. You can't sneak a bag of potato chips that you got rolled up in your pocket into the movie theater because they want you to buy all that super expensive ass shit that's there. So, okay, you spend $20 to get you guys in, and then you got to spend another $20 to $30 just to buy some damn popcorn and some damn soda. That's one date. So that's spending money. And that's if you're doing something cheap, like going to a regular ass movie. If you're going to a play, or you're going to some sort of concert, depending on who the concert is being performed by, man, you could be looking at a good chunk of change. And there's so much to do in Chicago that you should never, ever be like, damn, what are we going to do tonight? Because there's so much to do. You can go see the Blue Man Group. You can go, see a play, something like, I'm not sure what's out now. I'm not big on plays and things like that. So I don't know, maybe Rent or some shit like that. I don't know. It's been a million years since the last time I went to see something like that. But there's so much to do, and it all costs money versus a long distance relationship. And by that, I mean, where if you have to drive and it takes you 5 to 6 hours to get there, or heaven help you if you got to fly and it takes you 5 hours, that's a long distance relationship. A lot of people might say, well, that's the natural one to be the more expensive one, because you're paying for gas for the car if you're driving, you're paying for tickets if you fly, you may have to get a motel room or a hotel room when you get there. Then you got to pay for your food while you're there, and all that stuff that you would normally do when you take her out in the same city, or take him out in the same city if you're a woman and you're going to see your dude, or you're going to see another chick. You might be spending more money, you think, on the long distance trip, on the long distance relationship, than you are right here at home. But it reminded me of something a friend of mine told me recently. He started dating this chick, and they've been going out for about a month. He finally tapped that ass, and he said it was all right. It was all right. But when your kids are running around in the next room and you're trying to be intimate, for the guy, and that's the first time you guys have been intimate, it's, keep it real. Pussy is pussy, and guys gonna love it no matter what. But the pleasure level isn't quite the same as if you guys were alone and that distraction wasn't going on in the next room. Take it from somebody who has been there. Kids screaming and running around and playing in the next room. Then you hear somebody hit the floor hard. Boom! Crying and shit. And you trying to get your groove on. Not exactly the most romantic setting to be getting you some, but at the same time, you getting you some, you're not going to stop. The hell with that. That ain't my kid crying, I'm just being real with you. That's how a guy thinks. Oh my gosh, Shelly, why are you crying? What happened? You still macking, you still mashing the potatoes, if you will. I don't give a fuck. Shelly ain't my daughter. I'm trying to get what I'm trying to get. But it is a distraction. Is the long distance relationship more expensive? Having been in both situations, I don't think it is. Because it depends on how often you go to see each other. If you're traveling, say, twice a year, and they're traveling twice a year to see you, like as in when my girl and I were together, she lived in Tokyo. as in Japan. I live in Chicago, as in Illinois. Going to see each other once a month is out of the question. Golden Week, Silver Week, she would come to Chicago. See what I'm saying? So our trips had to be planned around her time off from work. And because that's the time off that everybody in Japan takes, Golden Week and Silver Week. And for me, trying to plan my vacations around that and then trying to get time off when it was my time, you know, but you're only spending money for those particular trips. As opposed to, like I was telling you, my boy was telling me, he finally got him some, and then this chick asked him to help her pay her cell phone bill. You're in a relationship at that point, as far as she's concerned. He might not feel that way, but she does. And so he's like, all right, cool. You know, what's the maximum that a cell phone bill is going to be? Like $200, you figure. You know, maybe you got 2 lines or 3 lines or whatever. This broad hadn't paid her cell phone bill in months. So it was like $400. And my boy was like, damn, is the pussy worth $400? So not only are you paying for restaurants and movies and going out and shit like that, but now you paying for cell phone bills. I mean, you don't have to, but you know what the end result is going to be. If he didn't kick up that $400 so she could pay her phone bill and get caught up, next time he wanted some ass, you know what was going to happen. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Once you start dating, then your significant other has the right to start asking you for help in other ways, as opposed to a long distance relationship. You never get that situation. That person lives on their own, you live on your own. My bills are my bills, her bills are her bills. The only time you spending money is when we're together. See what I'm saying? Now, you might be buying Christmas presents, birthday presents. We did that. But all that extraneous spending, we never did. Because we lived on completely different continents for all intents and purposes. And so that was never an issue. But when you are in the same city and it does become a relationship, you start spending money. Well, you're spending money to get to the relationship. And then you're spending money in the relationship. As opposed to me, I'm only spending money when we're together. Or when we were together. So I guess if you're trying to be economical about it and you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, a long distance relationship might be the best. But at the same time, you're spending huge amounts of money all at once. Like my boy said, he's been going out with this girl for like a month. They've gone out every week. Every single week they'd gone out. He had been over to the crib. He had bought like pizza for her, the kids. Her fucking cousins came over and he was like, damn, these niggas came over and they was like getting big ass hunks of pizza. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna take one of these pizzas home. I was like, dude, did you get the chance to take one? He was like, hell no. Fucking greedy ass cousins were there and these niggas were piling up pizza on the plate. That was my pizza. I'm like, but you bought it for your girl. And she felt she could share it with her cousins. Call it a down payment on getting you some ass later on. He got the ass later on. Then he got hit with the cell phone bill later on. That's what happens. That's what kind of happens when you're in a relationship. Your girl's bills become your bills, but then your bills are still all your bills. Your girl ain't coming up off no money to help your ass. But you trying to get what you trying to get. You trying to get some ass from the deal. You trying to keep the flow of ass constant. You can't fuck that up by being cheap all of a sudden. You was big spender. You was big pimping while you was trying to get them draws. Now you got the draws. Now you got to maintain that. Because if you slip off, you know what's going to happen. Some other dude going to slip right on. So you got to maintain. You got to keep it up, man. You got to keep spending. That's why I always have believed that a long distance relationship is the most beneficial when it comes to your personal finances. It's hard on you because you don't have your girl there every day, or if you're a girl or a guy, whatever, you don't have your significant other there when you want to see them. But when it comes to money, you're only spending it when you're together. Or like I say, birthdays and Christmas, you might be spending some change then, but when you're in a relationship, your girl calls you up, damn, we ain't got no food in the house. Now you going grocery shopping, swinging by the crib with 7-8 bags of grocery for her and the kids. That's your lady. When your girl is living on another continent on the other side of the planet, ain't no such thing as we ain't got no food. By the time you even got some money there, she's starved to death. You know, unless you do it like Western Union or something. So that's one problem that you don't have to deal with. I'm just saying. I think I'm biased. The last 2 relationships that I've been in were long distance. My son's mom in Canada, my ex in Japan. I got spoiled. Like I said, the only time I had to spend money was when we were together. Classic example. When my son's mom was living with me here, I was spending money like a motherfucker. Because she was living here, she wasn't able to legally work in the States. I was paying for her cigarettes. I was buying her beer. She liked Canadian rye. Ice cubes out of the refrigerator weren't good enough, so I had to buy a bag of fucking ice. I was buying all of her feminine hygiene products. Plus, I was paying all my bills. Think about that shit. Shit happens. You know, when you go from that long distance to that we're in the same location relationship. It was great. I loved her being with me until I didn't like her being with me. But the money that was being poured into the relationship was enormous when we were together. When we were like living apart, the only time I spent money was when we would be together. And when I was dating a chick here, I was spending money every fucking week. Because I'm, buying shit for her. It might be small shit. Taking her out. I had one of these girls that, she wanted to be seen every fucking time. Every day she wanted to be seen. So we going out. And then we going out like 3-4 times a fucking week. Every new movie that comes out, we there. Shit, I'm going to see shit I don't even want to see. I'm going to see shit I never even heard of before I go to the theater. And I'm like, there's the poster. What the fuck is this? I don't want to see this. But you're trying to keep her happy. You're trying to keep that poutine flowing. So you're spending that money. Now, my girl here in Chicago never did ask me to help her pay her phone bill or nothing like that. But she did hit me with some, I need some money shit. I'm the boyfriend. Boyfriend's supposed to be there. Right? All right. There you go. So that's just my take on it. As skewed and as fucked up as it is, that's my take on it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll holler at you later. Let me go get this food because I know right now it's been well over 5 minutes, but at least I can just walk in, get the shit and walk out. So I'll catch you guys later. In the meantime, take care of each other. Stay safe. And I'll holler at you later. Peace.